VAR never makes me feel good, right?
Callum
But then
Wilson cracked that though.
when I saw the guy's hand and I saw the grip, I'm like, that's a foul. There's no way they're gonna give this because it's too clear of a foul.
Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Pub Footy Podcast. I'm your host, Diego Cerrone, and with me, the two boys. John just got out of a nap. Coach John Martinez, Carlos Castro. Guys, we are officially less than 30 days from the FIFA World Cup, and we're actually 1 month away from going to see Ecuador versus Ivory Coast in Philly. The Champions League final is set. The Premier League title has 2 more match days to go. A bunch of champions across Europe. How are we feeling, fellas? It's a good day.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's an exciting time of the year, a lot going on, and we're here for it.
John, the Arsenal, not the quadruple, but the double is still alive. The double is still alive.
Look at his face, bro. Stone cold. Stone cold, bro. Until he sees that trophy and it says Arsenal champion, stone cold.
We talked about this months ago. Arteta just needs to win one trophy, and that has to be
at least these are the two big ones.
Well, I mean, it's the only ones that really matter, to be honest. It's it's the two other domestic ones. I mean, not satisfied. We said it, right? We're like, if Arteta Carlos give him silverware, give him some time. I'm like, no, it needs to be the Prem or the Champions League. Or
it needs to be the two. It needs to be the two.
It needs to be, or he's out the door. So, I mean, those two other cups, for me, it's bar none. I mean, I never shouted quadruple, so that for me, I think just the single soul and the double is more than enough.
Hey, come on. Quadruple sounded nice for a quick second, though. In the back of your mind, you thought about it.
Not too much.
It would have been insane if they got a quadruple. We would have never heard the end of that.
No, I don't think you ever hear the end of it regardless, but quadruple, you just fall in like a different place in history. So,
facts.
Yeah, it's just different gravy for that one.
Yeah. And Carlos, you're wearing your Chelsea jersey.
World champions.
You know, Chelsea, Madrid, both your teams, are on a bit of a downfall, I would say.
They're literally the same type of club from different countries, just teams who just rotate managers, turmoil in both clubs, trying to figure it out. So,
yeah, locker room in shambles. We'll definitely get to the debacle going on in Madrid. All right, let's talk first. Champions League final. Arsenal, PSG in Budapest, Hungary, May 30th, 12 o'clock Eastern. It's the same day as also Ecuador plays Saudi Arabia, so we have a full day of footy for us. But, I mean, historic PSG Bayern semifinal, right? And then it was kind of like the tale of two semifinals. It was the one semifinal PSG Bayern where goals galore, especially in the first game. And then Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, more tactical, more chess peach. A lot of people said it was boring, but I'll let you defend that one, Johnny. But I think all in all, I think both semifinals were fantastic watches. I mean, the first one, the PSG Bayern was probably up there as top 5 best games as a neutral fan to watch ever, potentially. But it was a great semifinal nonetheless. John, how do you defend the Arsenal on the boring semifinal compared to the other one?
Defend? I mean, there's not much to defend. I mean, if you understand football in a different POV and a different point of view, just the game speaks for itself, right? I think the people, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't say boring. I think other people who understand the game a bit different or see it.
People were digging in. People were
correct. I think people who don't like Arsenal would say it's boring. I think other people who don't like football in the capacity that we probably like football, or that we can kind of like break it down. Yeah, right. I think break it down. Didn't like it. So I was never like upset when someone said it was boring. I was like, I get where you're coming from, because probably you didn't see it the way we were seeing it. So I think it wasn't really like defending it or like kind of like saying, oh, like one match is better than the other, right? Because then you did have people say like, hey, listen, where was it defending in one game? So like I think if you look at it both ways, if you see it from the different viewers' eyes, you're like, okay, cool. I understand why you like this game so much, because there was numbers, there was goals, there was excitement.
Some golazos.
So I think I put my coaching hat to the side and just say, you know what? I understand why this game was exciting for some more than others, and then why this game people enjoyed or thought was boring, So, yeah. I mean, not much to defend, but
I was at work watching the game, and then it got to a point where, what was the score at halftime in that first leg, PSG Bayern?
3-2.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was 3-2, right?
Yeah, first
I go to the bathroom at the start of the second half. I come out, it was 5-2.
5-2.
What it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe what the fuck was happening in that game. Carlos, how'd you see it from a neutral point of view?
PSG game?
Yeah.
I just think it was just what pure offensive football looks like
It
from
was like
both
a video
sides.
game.
Yeah, it was insane. It's just what offenses should look like. I wouldn't even say besides maybe playing a high line, I just think the defense couldn't do anything. It was just offensive talent showing what talent looks like. Kvara was insane. Dembele's insane.
Yeah.
Olise is insane. Like, you can't stop some of those players from doing what they were going to do, right? So I wouldn't even say it was horrible defense. It was just peak offensive football.
Well, the
And I
thing,
loved it, obviously.
yeah, I mean, the thing was that going into that first leg, Luis Enrique and Vincent Company both said, like, we're not going to change who we are. We're not going to change what got us here. We're going to play our style. And both of those styles was offensive, total football. And I forget what like meme I saw, but it said like game plan to the match. And it was both coaches just saying like attack, 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 right? So both teams really just kind of went for it. In the second leg, though, you saw PSG made some adjustments, right? I think PSG got that early goal, and then they played more possession.
They sat back a bit more to slow the game
Let
down.
Bayern come to them, right? They controlled the game a lot better. Who knows how the game would have been like if they didn't get that early goal? But you saw PSG with a little more. They won it last year. A little more experience. Luis Enrique, I think, had some tools, in his toolbox to play a little differently in that second leg. But yeah, I mean, both legs were fantastic. And I think a lot of people would agree it was one of the best legs ever, I think, in the Champions League semifinal.
Yeah, I mean, both games, the first leg and the second leg, both different type of games, but still, amazing to watch as a neutral.
Yeah. Yeah. And Pacho, right? The Ecuadorian got the voted
God,
best
dude.
player of the match in that
It's
second
phenomenal
The
in that
second
second.
one.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
fantastic.
the guy was everywhere. And I mean, he let Harry Kane on that quick turn at the end of the game. He had to get one in, but I think Pacho had a fantastic game.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
and
one of
he
the big
wasn't in
reasons.
like, it's not even like he had a lot of help from his other defenders. It was just him like in solo positions, just defending really well.
Guy was in the right spot all the time. All the
Mhm.
time. Any clearance, any 1v1, guy was spot on. And it's a big reason why I think PSG won that leg, in my opinion. Moving on to the second leg, moving on to the second semifinal. John, how did you see it from your point of view, first and second leg?
First, in terms of the PSG game,
No. Arsenal.
Arsenal game, first leg, I think Arsenal went out with a game plan to not lose in Madrid, but the game did get open from time to time in Madrid, where both teams were kind of showing little bright spots in the attack. And I think Arsenal did really well to weather out moments that Atletico had. So that was the first leg. And then getting the goal, and then obviously they got the draw at the end, which I think was a big draw. And then in the second leg, I think Arsenal was on the front foot the whole game. I think Arsenal didn't go back home just to manage it. I think they went home to control it and then to find a goal. And then obviously at the end of the first half, I think a nice ball over the top into Victor. Victor crossing it. Trossard kind of like dwelling a bit too long. I thought I was like, oh, he's taking too long to get a hit. But Trossard, I mean, guy can.
It's in clutch, man.
Yeah, it comes in clutch. Can
Snuck
pull
that
off
in. Yeah, he
snuck that
that
in. The Oblak makes a great save, and then Saka just right place, right time, back from injury, giving us that spark, I guess, that we actually needed, and then just getting the goal. And then I think second half, I don't think we sat back, had a lot of the control
Contain.
with the ball, right? So we had a lot of the ball, and we made it difficult for Atletico to gain any rhythm, gain any like kind of like stability or some growth in the second half. And I thought obviously we saw it out as a 1-0, but that second half, I think we were in total control. Minimize their chances, minimize their time on the ball. We were aggressive when we lost the ball. We were able to kind of rotate guys as well. So I think that was massive. And then using like Lewis Skelly in the middle, I think that gives us a big boost. I mean, people have been screaming for it all year, like just try Lewis Skelly in the midfield, because I think in the youth he plays in that position. Getting him to play well in that position right now when Zubamendi's not ticking, it's absolutely massive for Arteta and Arsenal. Like I said, I think Arsenal did really well to just be the better team in that leg.
Yeah, I mean,
games, so.
it felt like to me, it was a semifinal of who made the least mistakes.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
It was like a chess match, right? So like everyone just, I guess each guy
You knew
was
it would
going.
be though. You knew it would be
Yeah,
with both
absolutely.
managers.
It's just tactical, just kind of like tactical stuff. It's dark arts stuff. It was funny because like I think the first leg they were saying like Atletico Madrid was like watering the grass at halftime, but only watering one side, which is the Arsenal side. and like a bunch of slipping, and then like in the second leg you see Arsenal players like kicking the ball out and like fucking kicking the ball across the pitch, and like
Yeah.
Kepa getting involved, and like
Old school
yeah,
wasting time.
our sporting director getting in the face, like ripping his arms, like fist pumping in the midfield, and then like Diego Simeone kind of like trying to get into a fight with him.
That was in
So
the second leg,
the
no?
second leg, yeah. So like those
Yeah,
things
that
were
was
like these
yeah.
little things. If you're not watching about it, it makes it very. For me, it was very entertaining, you know. So but the thing is, like, you have to be willing, I guess, to kind of like, yeah. I think if people are expecting goals, they're gonna be very bored. But like, obviously, if you see the game in a different view and a different capacity, then you can expect a 1-0 and still expect a really good game. Or
I mean, it was an
still
intense
get a
second
game.
game. Like I
What?
felt like it was an intense second
Yeah,
game.
it was.
Yeah.
Like
Agreed.
everyone, like there wasn't like goals, but everyone's like focused. Like
Correct.
Agreed.
as a
Yeah.
neutral, I mean, as a neutral, like everyone's on the edge of their seat because you've expected something was gonna happen. Whether you know, what I mean?
You can see it that way, right? Because I think you know, or you've been around the game for so long, and like without even seeing goals, I think you can see the game in that lens and be like, hey, listen, I'm on the edge of my seat, and like there's like moments where things get a little tight in certain spaces and certain times, and that's exciting, right? And
I mean, Atletico had their chances.
yeah, and
in
every
both
little thing
legs.
means something. Yeah, and every little thing means something. So like if he makes a mistake there, if he can't get out of space there, this can cost them, right? So like those things are exciting for people like for us.
For sure.
Right? Can he
Yeah.
turn out of the middle of the field with pressure? And if he does it, oh, they're fucked, right? So those things for me, I mean, we get to enjoy those things, right? I guess that's just a plus for us.
Yeah, I mean,
and to
not
other
every
people.
game can be, what was it, 5-4, right? Like it's an impossible what is expectation, right?
Yeah.
That every game is going to be like that. You had people commenting like, you know, on Insta post about the score, like pure football, this is what football is about, but you know, not that to have that be what football really is just unrealistic. Let's look at the final though. PSG, Arsenal. How do you expect both teams to line up? I saw some video of PSG prepping set pieces, right? Because
Goalkeeper.
yeah, because that is one of Arsenal's strengths, right? That we saw during the season. Carlos, what do you expect? How do you expect both teams to line up, and what is kind of your final prediction?
I don't know. I can see Arsenal maybe sitting back a little bit and withstanding PSG's offense. Maybe to start the game, and then during the game you see how things move, and you make adjustments from there. I think honestly the set pieces for Arsenal are going to be massive for them, and just whipping those balls into the box, and big Gabby and Saliba doing their thing. But then at the end of the day, there's a lot of offense coming towards Arsenal, right? You have Kvara, you have Doué, you have Barcola off the bench, you have Dembele, you have studs in the midfield from PSG. So there's a lot of offense that and a lot of talent coming Arsenal's way. Probably the most talented team that Arsenal's probably faced all year, right? So yeah, I think Arsenal starting back and just trying to see what PSG's going to bring them, and then adjusting from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I feel like I think back to the semifinal last year, right? PSG Arsenal, where you felt like the game was pretty even, and then it was just one moment of magic from PSG that that was the difference in that game at the Emirates. So
I think last year though, I think Arsenal was the more offensive one.
In the start of games,
It started that way,
it was
right?
pretty balanced overall.
It
But
was
yeah, there was moments. There was
like
moments.
waves, like big waves for both teams, and I think, like Diego said, there were just moments that a team saw it out from the other team, and like Dembele came out with a big moment, or Fabian Ruiz with that massive goal off the chest and volley, top 90. Like, big moments were in those games that PSG, I guess, were more clinical than Arsenal, and then like Donnarumma making massive saves over the two legs. I think that saw it up. I think both teams created, I think, enough attacks to kind of even out. Like Diego said, very balanced. I think it's gonna be the same, to be honest.
That's what I think. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be very much the same. I think Arsenal's style of play kind of slows down PSG, and like their erratic, kind of free, fast flowing offensive football. Right? I mean, obviously they have to. Our defense has to be on their best day. Big Gabby needs to do what he's been doing all year. Saliba needs to do what he's been doing all year, and some more. And then whoever's playing on our outside backs.
Right back needs to.
I was gonna say, John,
right
who was?
I don't know. Right now,
Bad
it
for that.
has to be Mosquera at this point,
You think
because
so?
Timber. Well, Ben White's out for the rest of the season.
But no, I didn't know that.
He's done. He's out. He's hurt. And then Timber is slowly making his way back. So do I think he's gonna be ready for the UCL final? Probably not.
So Mosquera on the right, Hincapié on the left, or Skelly on the left?
Probably Hincapié on the left, because I think Ricardo came off a little injured last game. So I would go Hincapié on the left, and then I think you leave Skelly, Rice, and I think you leave Eze in the middle.
It's
It's kind
crazy
of
that
like that
Skelly kind
lineup.
of just came onto the team and earned that spot off one
Yeah,
game against
kind of.
Fulham.
And then lights out against Fulham, and then
Arsenal
very
look better and free flowing offensively when Skelly's in the middle
yeah. I
compared to
think
Zui.
lately, I think what it is, I think it's just fatigue. I think burnout from Zubi. I think Zubimendi is. I mean,
He's played a lot.
played a lot, new league. I think this second half of the season has really took a toll. You can tell he's not as like energetic, or there's not enough spark to him going forward like it was in the first half of the season or majority of the season. So I think that the games are taking a toll on his performances. But I mean, that's kind of part of this, like being part of the Premier League, correct? And it's your first season. I think still it's a fantastic signing for Arsenal. But then Skelly being able to come in and to give us that spark, I'm like, this is fucking at the best time. Because we weren't really generating anything from the midfield going forward, or like trying to like be a little bit more offensive with Eze. So I think Skelly doing that, I think you kind of just leave what we have and just keep pushing it forward and just kind of like, I guess, tightening up the screws, to be honest. So because that's gonna be big for us.
How do you think PSG is going to line up? Because to be honest, I almost feel like if they let Arsenal have the ball,
I think that hurts them the most.
Hurts who? Arsenal?
G.
You think so?
I think so. I think if they let Arsenal have the ball, I think that's gonna slow the game down.
Yeah.
It slows them down, but then it'll create counterattacks, right? If they find
On
moments
transition.
to press, right? Like City did with you guys in that final. I don't know. Obviously, PSG does really well and dominates possession. I think both teams do really well in possession. So I wonder what the tactic is going to be. Like if sometimes Luis Enrique is like, I'll let them have the ball and see if they make a mistake. We have the speed to counter,
Yeah.
or is it going to be more ball dominant, heavy, have them dictate the pace? Because Arsenal is really good in the back, right? So you kind of don't want them to have like be set. You kind of want them get them on the counter.
It's gonna be a lot of high press. I feel like from PSG.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Because that's how they generate their offense. Honestly, it's off a mistake, or it's usually off a mistake on defense, or let's say opposing team kicking it over back to PSG, and then them starting their offense from their high press, right? So that has to happen in that Champions League final. Because
I think so.
If not,
Yeah.
Arsenal is just gonna chill, slow down the game, and that doesn't benefit PSG.
No, yeah, I agree. And I think yeah, I think if I yeah, I think if they high press and they make it a little difficult for us, I mean, we still like to play out the back even when they high press, teams high press. It's just like how much are we gonna be able to spread them up top? Like can Victor fucking just spread whoever he's on and just make it a living hell? And then, to be fair, if you're going long, if we're going high, can we win the seconds? Like, can like Eze or Miles or Rice kind of like outwork Neves and can outwork Fabian Ruiz or can outwork Vitinha? It's gonna be a tough one. I mean, to be fair, if it's anyone that I would want to go against those guys is Rice.
yeah,
The fucking Declan Rice just does all those things correctly to its best possible way, like recovery, second ball, closing down guys in the midfield, forcing turnovers. Like, think that midfield, that game is won in the midfield. Can Eze make like Fabian Ruiz's life difficult? Can Malu and Skelly compete with Joao and Vitinha? And can Rice continue to do what he's been doing all year? And can he produce one night of magic moments, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, that's literally what's gonna have to be. And I think if other guys can chip in, I think if guys like Saka can be on his day, I think having him back, I was telling probably Carlos or other people, I'm like, having Saka back, it just, for us, tactically, gives the other team more to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Fair.
it's not Madueke where you could just put one guy and like, hey, have your fun with him, 1v1 and deal with him. Where I think where Saka is, it's like he has the ball and it's like
One of the
three
midfielders
guys.
might have to.
Yeah, he
drop
attracts 2-3 guys easy.
2-3 guys. So then like it opens up space for Eze, who can produce magic moments. It opens up space for our midfielders. So honestly, I would also want Ricardo to play Calaflori, I think, against a team like PSG, because I don't know, he's just so unorthodox in his football and his positioning. I think Arteta has found a way for him to get forward and kind of find his.
He creeps up.
Yeah, in like positions where it makes it really difficult for guys to defend, I think. And Capia gives us more of that like defensive stability. You know, we're gonna get from him like 1v1s. He'll work his ass off, but going forward, it kind of like doesn't really give us that. So
no, I agree.
It just depends what you want to do on the day, right? You can always switch it, right? You can always either start with Ngapié and solidify your defense and have it
That's probably
like
what I would do.
rock solid
Honestly.
and like be safe. He'll give you stuff going forward too. It's not like he doesn't give you anything going forward. He can give you stuff going forward, and then as the game goes, it opens up a bit more. Do you want to just put Ricky there, and then he can unlock certain things going forward, and also defend too? So I mean, I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited for the final. I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people expect or what people
It's going to be a
feel.
tight final.
I think
it's
it's gonna be I think it's gonna be two coaches with their coaching styles that are gonna clash. They're gonna clash. It's gonna be moments. I think it's gonna be fun. I think, like Carlos said, I think set pieces are gonna be massive for Arsenal because I think over the year you've seen Prem teams just get better at defending set pieces when they play Arsenal. Like Arsenal start to go short. They start to do like different like set piece tactics. They do different like whatever. In Europe is a bit different. So I think PSG might maybe struggle with something like that, with the aggressiveness that Arsenal kind of gives.
Arsenal is just a bigger team, I think. Besides like a Pacho and Marquinhos,
they're massive,
like,
dude.
PSG's tiny.
Yeah, but they got big. What? Ngapié, Ricky, Saliba, Rice, Victor, Gabriel,
Even Kai, if he goes in.
Yeah, Kai, Mosquera's fucking
Mosquera's
a big
on,
guy.
Yeah.
So I think the smallest people were like Saka, Trossard, guys who are like on usually on sets. So I mean, yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be us against the world, man.
Finals prediction before we move on. Carlos.
I think it's either a 3-1 PSG win or an Arsenal win.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. John, hand over your heart.
Hand over my heart. It's gonna be 1-0 Arsenal or penalties Arsenal.
Wow, both saying 1-0. I'm shocked.
I can see like a tight game, and then Arsenal, which is a spark, like late in or like midway in the second half, like getting that one from a set piece, or
I want to say 2-1.
A rebound.
I also want to say like a 2-1. I was thinking more of like what's more realistic, a 1-0 or a 2-1. And I think 3 goals in the game. Can we generate 2 goals? I think we can. But then I'm like, can we shut out PSG?
Maybe it's like a 1-1, and then you get another one in overtime.
Yeah, something like that, or like PK. I think maybe PKs too, because I think it's gonna be, I don't know, but yeah, I don't want to.
PK, John's gonna have a heart attack, bro.
I'm gonna fucking stroke out right there, dude. At fucking Veritas, just like.
And I'm gonna be there with my phone, just recording his reaction.
Dude, it's terrible.
I think it's tough. I think it's gonna be a 2-1, 3-1 PSG. That attack is lethal.
Guevara is so fucking good, bro.
Best attack versus best defense. I think if we get Timber back, I think that's gonna be the biggest thing. Getting Timber back, if Timber gets back, I think it's gonna make Guevara's life a bit more difficult. But if we don't, I think Guevara's gonna have a.
I feel like offensively, Timber is gonna help Arsenal more than his defensive abilities. Like, he's good defensively, but I think Guevara's gonna do his thing against Timber defensively. But the way I think Timber just creeps up on offense, and it's like sometimes in the middle, tucked in, or overlaps Saka, or I think Timber's gonna be so good on offense.
And on set pieces, he's really good too. Yeah, I think we haven't had him in over like a month and a half, 2 months, and you can tell. But I mean,
the key though for Arsenal is to not get scored on in the first 20,
15 minutes,
25 minutes. Yeah,
I think so.
I mean, that happens, then it's a 2 or 3.
Yeah. You cannot let them get a goal early on like they did against Bayern, for example.
I think Bayern scored first too, right? That first game?
Yeah, PK.
Well, yeah, in the second game, they scored within 3 minutes, I think, 2-3 minutes. I think that's the key is, lock it down defensively, and then, have some doubts start creeping in.
Yeah.
To PSG.
PSG is going to have to be more intricate to break Arsenal down.
I agree with that.
Not just
that's
like
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be tougher to break us down. I think it'll be a little bit more intricate, like in the middle third, and like kind of find spaces. But
unless you get pickpocketed and they counter. That's what I'm nervous about.
Yeah. That fucking transition.
Yeah, because they're too fast.
That's a lot of teams play against us. The transition.
That's what I'm saying.
Arsenal in the transition offensively, right? Because I'm thinking of like Chelsea PSG first game when it was 2-2 before Chelsea's goalie fucked up the whole thing, right? Like, Chelsea was probably the better team in that first game. 2-2, they had a lot of chances offensively. Obviously because PSG's going full on attack, right? So if Arsenal's transition offensively,
I think we're good.
Then there's gonna be chances there against PSG.
Yeah, I think guys like I think Trossard on transition is really good. Right, you give him any opportunity 1v1, I think he's a lot better than what people think. It's same with Saka. I think Saka, if he can
Throw
get in,
Martinelli in there.
I think
Second half.
Martinelli after a certain time period he gets in, and
Has to.
then Victor. I think the year progressed. I think Victor's gotten better in terms of like decision making and like how he runs with the ball, how fast he gives it up. I think he's done really well.
Victor
I think
against Pachos, they're gonna
I think
fucking kill each other.
I think you go to town on Marquinhos.
Well,
Has to
no,
be.
for sure,
Yeah.
yeah,
Has to be
absolutely. But
Marquinhos.
you know, Pacho's gonna find him.
Yeah, for
More
sure.
times than not.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be
Marquinhos is the weak spot on that defense. So if there's a way, you can single him out,
if Victor
like
can
like
treat
Bayern did with Luis Diaz.
Yeah, if you can treat Marquinhos the way he treated Pubil, oh my god, that second game, Victor fucking had Pubil like deer in headlights every time, more aggressive, just making life living hell. That guy fucking runs like a fucking animal as well. So
Yeah. Good work rate. Good work rate these
so
last
we'll
couple
see.
of games from
We'll
Vic.
see, bro. Oh man,
Honestly, you might have to start Kai. Kai's a Champions League winner.
I don't know.
1-0 underdog.
He's been there, done that.
He's been there.
Yeah, no, I think the positive
It
thing
holds
about
weight. It holds weight.
yeah, I think having him healthy, the positive thing is that just like over the weekend, like you can like Odegaard and Kai came in at the same time, like they just bring a different kind of link of play together. So I think having them off the bench, I think he'd be big time. I think I'd rather have start Victor, so then he gets his kind of flow going. And now if it's hit or miss, if it's not going well for him, you can just
Yeah.
just
yank.
Kai. You can yank. So I think that'd be good.
All right, we'll get back to Arsenal because we will talk about the Premier League title race. But I did want to get into some of the other titles that were defined across Europe. Barcelona won the La Liga when they beat Real Madrid in the El Clasico 2-0 at Camp Nou. PSG won the League One, God knows how long, a couple weeks ago. Bayern won the Bundesliga. Porto won in Portugal, and Galatasaray won over the weekend in Turkey. And then the Scottish League comes down to the final match between Hearts and Celtic.
So
I think,
insane.
yeah, I think Hearts hasn't won, I think, in over 60 years, and I think in the last 40 years, it's between the title
Rangers and Celtic
has been between Rangers and Celtic. Hearts is ahead in the table. All they need to do is not lose, right? So they need to win or tie, and then Hearts will break that 40-year streak of dominance by Celtic and Rangers. So something to look forward to in the Scottish League in the last match day. And then let's talk about the La Liga for a second, because before the Clásico, there was the whole fight between Tchouaméni and Federico Valverde, who in practice, they got into it, sends Valverde to the hospital, had some head injuries, and then they get their ass whipped in the Clásico. Now Florentino Perez is called for an election. So
for no reason.
Yeah,
to prove that, hey, like I'm gonna call this election and win, and I'm still the guy.
Exactly. So he called for an election. There is a good opposition who might throw his name in the ring. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. We'll definitely detail that when things are confirmed.
I think he has.
Yeah. And then today, Mbappe gets booed as he subbed on, and then Florentino Perez, having some words with the fans. And then there was a sign that said Florentino out, and then the security guards had to take it out. So
did you just see the interview post match why they asked Mbappe?
No. What happened?
Why didn't you start or whatever? And he's like, "Oh, I talked to the coach, and the coach told me that was the fourth striker on the team."
Shit.
Wow.
He's literally said, I think his literally word. He goes, "I'm doing very well today. I wasn't a starter because Arbeloa told me that I'm the fourth striker in the squad." Arbeloa is like, "It never happened that I told Mbappe he's our fourth striker."
Wow, I didn't even know about
Maybe he misunderstood. I never said that.
Damn.
Hey man, he's got Esther in his mind, so
bro.
it's tough to focus when you have Esther.
I'm telling you that. Listen, as mighty and as
the locker room is symbolic right now.
We in this pod, we have spoken about that locker room and it being way too player ran. We said it. We said it in the beginning of the year. The whole year we said it. We said it. That
we've been justified. We've been justified this week. In the last 2 weeks.
Yes, we've argued with people, we've been slandered, we've been this and that, and we've been called haters, and I swear to God, I think it's come to fruition that this is we nailed it. We nailed it from fucking week 17.
All year, Kev's been telling me I'm not a Madrid fan. because what the fuck?
Well, listen, we said it,
Yeah.
right? A player-led club is not sustainable. And this is what happens when you listen to players, you change coaches mid-season. Granted, I think Xabi Alonso was doing a great job, even though, right, there was things that he had to work on and crank out, but I think he was still doing, as good of a job as he can with the players that he had. You change coaches, you have the year that you have, and now, rumors are going around that maybe Mbappe wants to go somewhere else. Federico Valverde, the players don't want him back. Yeah,
You can have player-ran or player-friendly clubs, but you need OGs and leaders, like
You need
player leaders
you need a Carlo.
in that team. Carlo, or you need a Cruz or Luka Modric. You
inside
need
as a player. Yeah.
as a player. You can have player-friendly clubs, but you need someone who's going to check the players when they're out of place, right?
That's fair.
And I don't think right now they have that.
No leadership.
And
You
yep.
need leaders who I just believe that one, don't just think about themselves, right? Who actually have the club's interest at best. Like that's what they're thinking about, right? Like they want the club to be successful because they've seen it successful and they've been part of it and it works. And then the guys they can trust and guys that, oh, if I look to this guy, he's an older guy and he's out to make us better as a whole, not just for himself, right? That locker room doesn't have that. The locker room is just more
They
like
lost him.
for me, I want to get mine. I want to make sure that I'm the guy. I'm the main guy. I'm the guy. I play where I want, when I want. I say whatever I say goes. So that's where that sustainability of player ran or player friendly clubs just doesn't work, And then guys like Xavi get the shit end of the stick of it. So I think it's.
I mean, he's been probably the most justified out of
Oh my God, he's
out
having
of
a fucking
anybody.
blast.
Yeah.
The guy is probably with the biggest smile on his face.
Nice little beer in his hand, just watching the fucking
just
disaster class happening.
just like I fucking told you.
I wouldn't even mind having him back at Madrid, like next season. I mean,
yeah,
it's not gonna happen,
but you got to
like,
get rid of half the roster, probably.
And I think the way he was gonna go about the club, if he was given enough time, was get rid of all the toxic people at the club.
Oh,
right?
100%. He was gonna get rid of the weeds, right, John?
Yep.
Got to get rid of the weeds out.
Pull the motherfuckers out.
Yeah.
That was a problem, honestly. Okay, so there is rumors, right, that Madrid is talking to Jose Mourinho,
The special
right?
one.
The special one, the OG, the one that if anybody can reel that locker room back into place, probably him. There's like a very few coaches that can reel that locker room back in. Mourinho's one, Guardiola's probably another. He'll never go there, obviously.
But it's not gonna be by being player friendly. He's gonna
No.
top
Correct.
general. I'm gonna fix the fuck out this team. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I also think he's gonna. I was reading it somewhere. I think he's gonna like really push on it to be like he's gonna be the general, but I think he's gonna give bigger players like a big role, like big responsibility in a different capacity, where it's not like you're not just the guy on the field that's just gonna like showcase your skills and be this. You're gonna have to be a bigger personality. Like you're gonna have to do some maturing and like be a leader in this. Like I guess
like mold a leader.
I think he's gonna try to turn.
Yeah, he has to like give those big players like to invest into wanting to be more than just a big player, like
correct,
to be
like
a leader.
big roles in the team. So
yeah,
because you can't. I don't think you can get rid of any. You guys are not leaving due to contract and like wages and like they don't want to leave.
Jude.
So he's gonna have to give them, I think, in a larger capacity, like just leadership roles and like ways to feel important, but also ways that's gonna be influential to the team
and set some structure.
He's always had that too, and all the Mourinho type teams, right? Like he's always had like a player assistant coach, right? That he can like, hey, you guys, you talk to the guys. You're the leader. You talk to the guys for me. So if I'm not in the room, like you're doing my talking for me.
Yeah. You need that, honestly.
Almost every coach needs that, but Mourinho always has that guy, right? If it was Chelsea, it was probably John Terry, right? At Madrid, I think it was probably Sergio Ramos. And Porto, I forgot the name, but he had the guy that would, put the players in their place if he wasn't around. So yeah, he's gonna need that next year.
You need a captain to be a captain. I mean, plain and simple, right? And Madrid does not have that guy.
I mean, I guess they had Carvajal, but Carvajal was hurt all year. Like he's probably, he wasn't on the pitch as much, so it's hard for him to be that guy by himself, right?
Agreed.
And it was expected for Fede to be that person, right? He's won a lot. He's often showed his love for the club. But then when things went wrong, like personally in his game, it felt like he was being selfish. So
yeah, I agree. We said that, right? When things weren't going his way, I think he decided to make it about him. I think he decided, which was surprising for us because we
We're big
spoke so,
Fede guys.
yeah, we spoke so highly of
I mean, he's a baller, right?
Right, fantastic, right? We spoke so high. My thing is like because of last year, he played in multiple roles and like he was really good, right? We said it, one of the most versatile players in the world. Like he can play in these positions and be top,
And he
right?
had
And
that
then
one game this year in the Champions League, right?
right, so like for him to like do the same thing this year, given the same role, and then give that much pushback was very surprising from us. Like where he was saying like, "Oh, it's not my position. I shouldn't be," like things that was very surprising to us, and then like kind of making excuses for his poor performance. Like, dude, you were just bad. Sometimes you're just bad. It's not because of where you're playing. It's because you're just bad, and it's like it's part of the game. It's part of as a footballer. Like you're gonna go through these phases of poor form. Like you said, in certain games, that one Champions League game, he showed his class. Right, form is temporary, but class is permanent. So you're always going to be that footballer that we've raved about and that we've always fancied. But then like he showed those signs of like a little bit of excuses, pointing fingers, and then it was kind of mad when Xabi got fired and then Arbeloa got hired.
Yeah.
You know, kind of got masked a little bit because then he started showing out for the club. And then boom, this happens.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just goes back to what we said at the beginning. Like he was just this selfish guy that kind of just, yeah, he really just thought about himself. Like he really wasn't doing the things he was supposed to do as a captain. And then now the locker room is just fucking.
It turned against him. It turned
WWE in the fucking locker room.
Yeah, no, it definitely turned against him. And look, to be honest, like if Xabi stayed, there was going to be a lot of pushback in the way they played and the players that got picked and where they were positioned. But I think overall they would have been more successful. And I think there would still be some sort of structure. Guys at the top, and then it comes top down to the bottom. I think with Arbeloa, it was like very substitute teacher-esque, like zero respect for the guy. Nobody really, played for him. They just all played for themselves and for the club. But when shit hits the fan, there was nobody to look up to. Arbeloa, not taken seriously. Captain, nowhere to be found. So that's where when shit hits the fan, you need that leader to kind of reel people back in. And Madrid didn't have that. And Xabi would have been that guy, I think.
I agree.
So
yeah. We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
So I guess my one last question is, Carlos, where does the club go from here?
Well, I guess it sounds like Mourinho is the guy.
Okay.
Coming in. And I think that is the right move because you don't need a player-friendly coach after this past year, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mourinho, I think, is going to come in and...
But then what about the players leaving?
The players... What do you mean? Like...
Rumors that people might leave...
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's players that have to go. At the end of the day, I think Fede shouldn't go. He's obviously a phenomenal player. He maybe just needs someone to reel back his responsibilities as a leader in that club.
Yeah. Talks of Enzo going to Madrid.
I mean, I think he would be decent at Madrid. I think he fits in that La Liga type of play. So I guess, I mean, Mourinho's the way, I think, for next season. But at the end of the day, I think any person that's going into Madrid, they want to have control over their decisions in the club. They saw what happened with Xabi this year where he was trying to make those, decisions and pull maybe Vinny from starting or pull Rodrigo. And he was just hit with so much criticism for making any type of decision as a coach. Yeah. So I think that just leads to the next manager wanting control of his own decisions in the club. And if you give Mourinho that job, he's never going to take shit from anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's sort of that seniority, right? And like that hierarchy, right? Like if Mourinho's telling you to play this position or this position, you're going to give less pushback than Xabi Alonso, who's only a couple years in coaching. Granted, guy's a legend, no doubt about it. He is a great coach, right? He was invincible in the Bundesliga. So I don't know. There was just something about Xabi Alonso that the players just did not agree with in the way he managed.
It's just the arrogance of the last 2 years of, winning a couple of Champions Leagues with a player-friendly coach and,
It was a big shift, right? It was like a 180. Quick. Yeah. And I think we said that in one of the pods that it was just like maybe Xabi Alonso's time wasn't now to go to Madrid. Maybe it's, in a few years from now when, some players changed, but it was a complete 180. And I think that was the culture shock for the players and for the club, honestly.
And I think me and Johnny have also said it though, but at the end of the day, they're professionals, right? And if their management tell them to do something, your job is to do it.
Bro, you get fucking paid $300K a week, brother. Yeah, kids will be kids. It's truly, we sit here and say that but it's like truly like it's blasphemy. Like there's no way that I don't know. Like, your boss is telling you to do the bare minimum. Your boss
Yeah,
is
but
telling you to
listen,
be. I mean, I don't listen. I
it's
mean, what
like
the
the
fuck do I
PSG.
know?
It's like the PSG, right? PSG had the superstars up top, did not work, brought in a whole new generation, and these guys. What did Dembele say when Dembele got subbed off? I think was it the second game. They asked him at the end of
Shook
the
his
game.
hand. Yeah.
Well, they asked him at the end of the game, like, "Hey, were you mad that you got taken off?" He's like, "Well, if I didn't run, if I didn't run, I would have got taken off anyway." He said something like that, basically saying that like it's Luis Enrique's way or the highway, right? Like he does his job and that's it. And there's one. It's a dictatorship at PSG, and people bought in, and it's working, right? So Xabi
I mean,
Alonso was
if you
kind of
think
trying to
about
do
it,
something similar, and it didn't work.
I think Luis Enrique had Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe front three.
That's what I'm saying.
Nowhere near being successful, and then you get a Dembele who's a reject at Barca. You get a Kvara who came from Napoli, and before Napoli, he wasn't big. And then you get a right wing who's right wing right now.
Due.
A young
A
superstar
homegrown,
who,
yeah,
homegrown that they just want to learn and get better and follow the club, right? And you see success from that.
that's what I'm saying. Like when you play for the team and you do the dirty work for the team, Luis Enrique had that idea. It panned out. It panned out, and that's what
Didn't
Xavi was
like
trying
it.
to do. But
We saw it, Barca Madrid, the first game. It was a game where we were like, yo, these guys ran for
yes,
Xavi, and these guys
yes,
fucking showed the fuck up. And if this is how Madrid plays, they're going to be so successful and win everything
yep,
this year.
yep.
And after that game, it went to shit. That was the best game they played. And after that, when
They
it
got
was,
a
it was over.
glimpse if they just listened to the coach and did their
It was
job.
lit.
There was a
Pulled Vinny
glimpse,
out.
It was
Vinny,
legit.
yeah.
It was legit a glimpse. It was the glimpse of what could have been,
a snapshot.
and it was like we were like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played great.
This is how he envisioned his team to play.
Yes,
That was Xavi ball.
yeah,
And he did exactly what Luis Enrique did with Dembele. He took him out. He took out Vinny because at a certain point of the game, you couldn't do what he asked for anymore.
correct.
So, but that's okay
Yeah,
because you did all you could have done as one of the stars and one of the leads of the team. Now go let someone else from your team do the rest. See it out. And you refused to do that because, again, it's just about you. And you were
yeah, they
able
weren't bought
to-
in. They weren't
No,
bought in.
yeah, and
That's a
that-
difference.
It's sad because I think the ending of this season, I think, would have had a better taste in the mouths of Madrid fans if he stayed.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
And if you think about Vinny's third or fourth captain of that team, which is insane, right? So
terrible. I would even picture him with
he
an
should never
armband.
be a captain of a team.
Never have an armband. Be the last
know?
guy I would ever pick on my team to be a captain.
Who, Vin? Vinny?
Yes, man. Come on.
I mean, yeah, I would agree with that.
It's far from talent, right? It's just different attributes to be a captain. It's not about
You don't have to be the best player to be
no one's
captain.
skillful to be captain.
Correct.
Bro, yeah.
All right, so Jose, the special one, potentially going back to La Casablanca, to Madrid. We'll see. I mean, back to the drawing board for Madrid, honestly. No La Liga. I think it's the first time in a long time where they haven't won like a major trophy, right? In 2 years.
2 years.
Back to back.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That's bad.
Bad. For
With the
Madrid,
players with the
I think at the end of the day, it's also arrogance, right? Like they're also very Champions League or nothing, or league or nothing, and they don't. At some point, you need a trophy, right? But yeah, it's just a bit of arrogance, I think.
It's like I mean, Messi said it right when he had that one speech. It's like you get used to winning the La Ligas, right? So often that when you're gonna miss when potentially you don't win them all the time. And I think Madrid is starting to feel that a little bit, right?
Because all you can do now is watch as your rival win everything in Spain.
It's
now.
not important until you don't win it.
That's what I'm saying. So now
Yeah.
you're not winning either, and now you're watching your rival
Yeah.
win everything in Spain. So now you're not even the best in Europe. You're not even the best in Spain.
Correct.
And
Yep.
you haven't been the best in Spain in the last 2 years. And that's the only conversation at this point that matters. Your 15 UCLs right now don't matter. They're fun for a conversation that lasts about a minute. And then when we want to continue talking about the remainder of the season, that 15 UCL is just an icebreaker to what the rest of the conversation is going to be about. So
Yeah.
it sucks because
Can't live in the past.
you can, there's not for about as much as you want to do it, you can't, because now Barcelona's just gonna be like, hey, we're somos los reyes de España. We're fucking was it the trouble? What they would
Well, because
Yes.
Copa del Rey and
No, they didn't win
No,
Copa del Rey.
what's
The
it
Super
called?
Copa.
The Basque country won the fucking Copa del
Mhm.
Rey.
So should I, right?
Sociedad, yeah.
But they won the Super
So
Copa,
then just
no?
the league. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Super Copa League and The fuck's the other one?
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes,
Because Copa del
the
Rey.
double. Yeah, the
Yeah.
double then. Last year they won the triple.
That's right.
The domestic.
Last year I think they
the
did.
treble.
Yeah.
The Supercopa, La Liga, and Copa del Rey. That's five. That's five. That's five for Hansi. How long he's been there?
3 years. 3 years.
So he's won three
I
La
think-
Ligas or two.
No, I think Hansi's won 2.
Madrid I think won 2 years ago.
Yeah, Hansi won 2 La Ligas. I mean, hey, flick ball is good for domestic, but Champions League, we
That's all it's
already
good
know
for.
how that goes. Yeah. Just to close out, I wanna read this funny quote that I saw from Florentino Perez, which he also. I mean, I'll just say it. This was taken from ESPN. He says, "I have to speak out because as president of Madrid, I cannot allow people in the media to take control just because we didn't win a league or Champions League this year. They've already forgotten that 2 years ago I won a league and a Champions League. Now they're saying Madrid is in ruins, chaos, but it's the most prestigious club in the world, and everyone recognizes that. I want to put an end to this anti-Madridista sentiment that has taken hold in some sectors. We are going to call elections."
Part of
So,
me
yeah.
agrees with him though.
I
Part of
mean,
me agrees,
yes,
but then
but the club-
it is Madrid.
the club is not in a good place though. There should be
No.
alarms going off. He's like trying to cool it, but the club is not in a good spot.
There should be alarms going on, but trying to call for his head when he did just win a
I mean, yeah,
Champions League and a thing 2 years
agree
ago,
with that.
it's crazy, right?
I would agree with that.
Calling for head, I don't think is the main issue, but there is chaos going on at the club right now.
For sure.
When I listened to that first interview and then I listened to the one with Chiringuito, and it feels like an old arrogant man.
I mean,
Just like that's kind of I get it,
He
know,
is.
but like very
could-
right.
Could be arrogant, I feel like.
I mean, he
definitely is.
That's what he displayed. I think in the interview, talking about all these things about how they've been cheated, and for me, what's funny is that when
He was going off.
He was going off about
bugging
that.
out. Yeah.
tangents and like, I'm like, this guy is like, is this guy okay? Like, I'm just like,
He sounded like Donald Trump.
he,
I was like,
this guy got dementia. This guy's like early onset Alzheimer's or something. This guy's like,
I mean, it's the
losing
first time in a long time that he's probably getting real heat.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. They don't like the way it's. Even Madrid fan, like Kevin says all the time, like, yo, Uncle Flo is he's lost the plot. Like he doesn't know what he's doing, So it's a trend. So I think he knows that he's on the hot seat.
Scrutiny.
So
He is on the
yeah,
hot seat.
he's on the
I think
hot seat.
elections are going to be a lot closer than he thinks, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he did that to just like, hey, like we're gonna do elections and I'm gonna win and here take that. But he didn't expect, I think, the opposition to bring out a guy day one
Yeah.
and have
Yeah.
backing from all this money and Casillas behind him now. So
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
Casillas is like he's not fucking with the Prezi. Tell you
yeah,
that.
he's not fucking.
He's
with
like, I love
Prezi.
my club, but what
Yeah,
must be
dude.
done must be done. Yeah, I'm telling you right now. He's a legend. He's a Real Madrid legend, man.
Well, I mean, wasn't it Casillas and a bunch of other Madrid legends how they kind of just like didn't have like a proper goodbye at
Yeah, they
Madrid?
did.
Like
Yeah,
Madrid is
correct.
not good and not known for that.
no.
And I feel like that, I think that
Yeah, like,
sour taste, bro.
People don't forget.
Sour taste.
yeah, they
don't
did
forget,
Casillas
bro.
dirty at the end of his career.
They did,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
They
bro.
sent him, I think, out to Porto. No goodbye.
No,
at
no,
Madrid.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So we'll see how that ends up. Let's go back to the last couple minutes here. The Premier League title race. Arsenal, City, neck and neck with 2 match days to go. John, you guys lost a nice little lead in points that you guys had. I think you're up, what, 2 points now?
Yeah.
With that City tie?
Yep.
How are you feeling? Last 2 matches, let's just remind everybody. Arsenal face Burnley at home, Crystal Palace away, Man City, Bournemouth away, Aston Villa
Jesus.
home.
I mean, I've been very constant with my emotions all year. I've made it very clear. Even when we lost to City, even when we lost to Bournemouth, I was like, no panic button yet. Just wait. Everyone's texting me, DM, sending me odds, bottle emojis, bottle, whatever. I'm like, just wait. I'm like, we're not as gloomy and doom as it looked for a week or two. I'm
Looked pretty bad.
It looked pretty bad, right? I mean, it's not done. I've been around this game, and I've seen shit happen. I'm like, nothing's done yet. Nothing's set in stone. Equal on points, goal differential. Who knows what happens, right? It's up to anyone, right? And then when City dropped points, I'm like, okay, And we said it, like Everton away on a Monday night could be a little difficult. And then we said Bournemouth, right? That might be their second hardest game because Bournemouth's looking to get to the Champions League. They're on a 16-game fucking hot streak. They haven't
Away,
lost.
yeah.
Away, that fucking, what's it called? The Vitality.
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 It's going to be fucking buzzing on a Tuesday night, I think. So, and I said for our run-in, I think our most difficult game was the West Ham game. Was going to be the West Ham game. I mean, we're going to get...
Can we talk about the foul at the end?
We'll talk about it.
I mean, I agree it's a foul, but
No.
it's been a foul all year.
No, that's not been a foul all year.
That's been a foul all year.
That's not been a foul all year. There's not been...
It's been not called all year.
No, you can go back to every instance that Arsenal's in the box. There's not been one instance where a player of Arsenal grabs the goalkeeper like this and pulls down. There's not been one instant.
There's so many fouls.
No, and I think that I agree.
It's inconsistent though.
No, but I think
inconsistent.
I said to somebody, I'm like, the reason that was a foul was because of the grab of the arm. Right? That was the only reason why it was a foul. If whoever, I think that was Pablo, the forward from West Ham, if that forward doesn't have his hand on Raya here,
I agree.
And Todibo had the shirt.
I agree though. I agree.
And
I'm not telling you to defend why it was a foul because it is a foul.
But I'm telling you the consistency part, or where it can be consistent in terms of how the referee saw it. I think if there's no arm on the goalie's hand and there was just a shirt pull, that's a goal because that's been not called all year. The pulling and the grabbing and the shoving, that's not been called all year.
I mean, there was a bunch of other stuff happening. People were hugging each other. Like,
correct. And that's what I'm saying. That's been happening all year in the Prem. That I think referees have allowed. Is it right? I don't think so. That's been allowed all year from every team. I've seen every team grapple, hold, and...
I just feel like goalies have been impeded with in every corner all year. They've been affected with, putting a guy right in front of the goalie, right? There's a crossing. There's a guy in the way. That's kind of a foul, having a guy in the box 2 inches away from you as you're trying to get a thing. But that hasn't been called all year. So, seeing this where the goalie is affected, I think it is a foul, as I think a lot of things have been fouls all year. I think it was just inconsistent. I wasn't mad that it was a foul as much because I agree it was a foul. But I think just everything we've seen all year to then come to that moment to be called a foul, I think
tough.
It's just it's a bad taste in your mouth. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
I
don't agree because I think I understand what you're saying about the impeding of the goalkeeper or standing within 2 inches of the goalkeeper. I think that's, like you said, that should be a foul all year round, but the league has not called that a foul all year round. I think now there's different levels to a foul or impeding a goalkeeper. This is completely impeding the goalkeeper's ability to even touch the ball, right? So I think once that occurs, I think that's kind of like, I think all the other instances or the other comparisons for me are not related. I think they're all completely different because you are impeding. The way you're impeding the goalkeeper in this instant is beyond beyond justifiable. So I think, did it go Arsenal's way that time? Yeah, absolutely. Was it the right call? Absolutely. Do I fucking take it every day of the week? Absolutely, because those calls don't get called for in my experience, for Arsenal.
What? I don't know, bro.
Well, they're saying that Arsenal has done that to other teams and they've gotten the goal.
I saw a clip where I don't remember exactly what team it was, but I think Arsenal had impacted the hand of some goalie. It wasn't a grab it wasn't
Saliba's arm was under the goalkeeper's arm here a little
something
bit.
like that. But there's been so many like small instances. So then in this scenario, just to pick at it's because he grabbed the arm. Like it's not just grabs his arm, and that's the thing. Like it doesn't justify. You can't minimize that's been a foul. Like,
but you can't minimize that moment. Though.
Fouls, but they've all been fouls.
Yeah, so you can't blame if other refs have missed that. Just because other refs have missed it,
I don't think they've missed it. I don't think they've missed it. They just didn't call it.
The thing is, I don't think there's been a foul like that all year. That one, they're very different fouls. Like I get what you're saying, but I think they're all very different fouls. I think comparing that foul to standing in front of the goalkeeper are two different things. For me, is it a foul? Is it impeding? Yes, but do I think they're on the same merit of fouls? I don't think. I think it's completely not comparable.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I think there's about 5 fouls in every single corner that's missed.
For sure.
And then in this one, it was called. And I think just a bad taste.
Stretch though, like it was a foul.
Yeah,
I agree, though. I agree, like, by law, like, that is a foul.
But they said they were.
fouls
I
haven't been called.
was listening to VAR. So VAR is crap because they don't help. They don't help. They basically shifted all the responsibility on Kavanaugh. Right? Kavanaugh did freeze frames, and it was what foul happened first. So everyone, what people were complaining about was the Greek guy fouled by Rice
when he got
right?
hugged.
When he got hugged,
yeah.
he was getting hugged. What they
I
said
was nervous
was
about that, honestly.
the foul. Yeah, so they checked it. They checked it for a PK.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
But apparently, so what they did was the foul that occurred to Raya happened first before Rice fouled the Greek guy.
that's ridiculous.
So that's what led them to go with that one first.
Can you imagine if they called a penalty?
Because it happened first. Yeah,
They couldn't call a penalty. They scored. Why would they take the goal away for a penalty?
I don't know. I think you're right. You're right. It would be a goal.
It would be a goal. Yeah. So, but I think because the foul on Raya occurred first.
I don't even know why they would even look at that because what Rice did was actually literally what's done every game.
Every game.
I
yes,
get that.
correct.
I get that. But
I think that's when they break it down.
To look at it. Yeah.
Correct. So when you're breaking it down and VAR's looking at it, VAR suggesting, hey, listen, it might be a potential penalty call
when you freeze
on Rice.
shit,
correct.
Anything looks like a foul. You know?
So then when they did that and they broke it down, they're like, Raya gets impeded first or gets fouled first. And
like I said, about that. Yeah.
The thing is, like, for me, I said it. I'm like, if Raya doesn't get his hand held or the arm across his face, more the arm held, and it's just a jersey tug, that's a goal for West Ham because they've been allowing that happen all year.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the pull of the arm and it was just a pull of the jersey and everyone crowding him, that would have been a West Ham goal, and we would have dropped points.
Or if he just held it for like 1 second and not the whole fucking time, it probably would have been a goal.
Yep. Because the thing is, like, he's at the ball already, and then when he pulls, the arm goes down, then he doesn't get the ball.
You know,
because then everyone's obviously analysts say this all. They broke it down even deeper than that. He goes, they're like, Raya's like the best goalkeeper to collect crosses. In the Prem. So people were talking about like him flopping or him that. I'm like, it's tough to say it's a flop because hands on the ball, fingertips are on the ball, and then
I think it was a mistake by Raya. But
you think so?
I think it was a mistake. Yeah,
I think he was going to collect.
I think he was going to collect that.
He got
belt. Yeah,
he would have gotten it, but
I think he would have gotten it.
His positioning, I don't think, was proper. Like, he should have fucking shoved them before the ball got up there, you know? Like, he had to clear space a little bit.
I'm confused about, like, why the striker did that, though. Why does the striker completely...
Well, I think he was just what's the word? Flailing?
When you flail, is different. He was, like,
he doesn't even look at Raya, though.
He's got a grip.
Someone's holding him, and I think he's just flailing and just grabbed whatever arm was next to him. He doesn't look at Raya.
That sucks because
no, you're crazy. He grabbed.
He knows Raya. He knows Raya.
Yeah.
I don't think so, bro.
No,
he knows Raya, bro.
I think he was looking at the ball and literally just grabbed the arm. I swear,
bro. No way, dude. No way, bro.
Pull it up.
No
Try
way.
To pull it up.
Because he knows he's gonna grab it, so he fucking grabs his arm and see maybe he gets away with it.
He's fully extended. If you don't know where the ball's going, your arm is like halfway. Guy is full extension.
And there's like a full grip,
and he holds it. Yeah, he holds it for a long time.
It's different if you flail out and like your hands on his chest, or like your hands on his like neck or face, like which it was his neck, right? But then the moment you grip his bicep and you grip his like arm, I'm like, all right, this is a foul. I knew it was a foul the moment I saw the grip on the arm.
Your ass was tight, though, Johnny.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. But then it got slightly very, very loose when I don't get VAR never makes me feel good. Right,
Callum Wilson cracked that though.
Correct. When I saw the guy's hand and I saw the grip, I'm like, that's a foul. There's no way they're gonna give this because it's too clear of a foul. It's not just like a push or a shove. It's not just like a jersey pull. It's a full grip on the arm, and you're literally stopping the goalkeeper from doing his job.
Yeah.
So I may go, this is not good. So that's my thing where like people say the inconsistencies. I'm like, I mean, dude, that's not happened all year.
I don't know, man. Impeding is impeding.
No, but it's not
apples and apples, right? It's apples and oranges, you're saying.
It's not that simple. People have been impeding the goalkeeper all year for every team, for long throw-ins, but no one's ever physically stopped the goalkeeper from jumping up and grabbing the ball. That's the difference. Like, you can say impeding is impeding, but when you really break it down, because football is about breaking things down and getting real detail about it, that's a massive call. And that's the correct call. So,
yeah, I mean, I do think it was a foul. I'm not saying it wasn't a foul.
People are mad that, a potential title is getting decided because of VAR. And I think we can all agree that that's a little shitty.
Not just because it's VAR. I think people have seen how aggressive Arsenal has been on set pieces all year.
True.
And then they're bailed when the tables turn, and so that's just how it went, right? It's just a good discussion. It's funny to talk about, but
I want to ask you guys, and it'll be the last question before we end it, is who would you rather be, Arsenal or City? Because Arsenal close away and City close at home.
I think Crystal Palace is playing with like their B team against Arsenal in that last game because their
finals on Wednesday.
On Wednesday,
3 days after.
So I think that game is probably set in Arsenal's hands.
So curtains.
It might be Burnley.
Doesn't matter that it's away.
Burnley's probably the tougher one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Crystal Palace decides to play hard against their London rivals, but if they're going with their B team, I don't think it's gonna be a problem for Arsenal.
Okay. So the big,
City has it tough. City has Bournemouth and fucking Aston Villa.
So the big game is Burnley for Arsenal.
I think
possibly.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough because, like, I mean, you just gotta see it out. I mean, to be honest, I mean, you're at home.
It doesn't matter who you're playing. Anybody can get a draw against anybody, right?
No, I know. I think for me, like looking at the calendar, it's like, would you rather close away or would you rather close at home?
Well, the thing is that you can also, let's say, I mean, best case scenario is we beat Burnley on Monday night and then they go to Bournemouth and
season's over.
Yeah.
So that's like best case scenario, right? So doesn't matter how we have to close out, So I think, I think that game I think we have to beat Burnley. I mean, obviously, right? But like you're at home, last game of the season. I mean, last home game of the season. You're on a good run. Burnley relegated. I mean, obviously they're gonna come to play. Like I'm not gonna say they're not. I'm not gonna bend over. But you need to fucking just see that game out and fucking put that game to bed as early as possible, right? And then
the West Ham game was too close for comfort. 80th minute, still 0-0. I know Tom was stressing, bro. Yeah. I was in my head. I was like, "Oh my god, there's no way West Ham's about to secure this."
It was insane. It was insane.
Once David Raya made that save on for Matias.
Oh my god, bro,
that was crazy.
Oh my god,
that saved the
season. I
don't
know why he doesn't go far post.
That was horrific.
I think it was too close. Like he got too close to the goalkeeper.
No, he should have.
He already opened up. He already opened up his hip.
He did.
He opened up his hip and then hit near post.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would agree. It was very strange. All right, closing thoughts. Anything?
FA Cup Saturday, Chelsea. Go home with something this year.
Who do they play?
Man City.
Shit.
But I think City's also resting like Haaland, Semenyo, but
they have enough firepower, bro.
They have a lot of people, yeah.
Bro, they fucking benched them this weekend. They played with fucking Savinho, Foden,
Marmoush.
Don't forget, Marmoush's like an $80 million signing. Let's not just forget about these things that happen. Like, let's not forget, right? They played with fucking Vardiel came back. Another $85 million signing defender, right? Close enough. Played with their January signings are fucking top tier. Like, they're not just these fucking nobodies that fucking.
Fair enough.
So I think they'll use Haaland this weekend though.
Maybe off the bench.
I think so too.
I think so.
Get two trophies. Not bad.
He's got to know. He's got to know domestics. That. Yeah. There's no. I don't think you don't go Haaland. But then you go Tuesday to Bournemouth. I mean, that's gonna be a fucking game.
What else? What else are they gonna play for?
Yeah, that game's gonna be a fucking game. I hope really Bournemouth. I mean, I can see it.
I can see it too.
I can see it.
I can see it
draw. 2-2 draw.
It's gonna be goals in that game for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boys, always a pleasure. We will talk hopefully soon. Hopefully before the Champions League final. There's a lot to discuss. And the countdown begins, fellas. The countdown begins.
Yes.
One month away. 1 month away. Less than a month to the start, and then 1 month for Ecuador. Before we leave, Sergio Ramos though, right? I think just bought Sevilla.
He did, right?
Yeah.
400 mil.
Yeah. So we'll end it on that note. Sergio Ramos,
right?
owner of Sevilla, new owner of Sevilla. Boys, always a pleasure. We'll talk soon.